else, eh?
Yeah, I'll still get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're crushing it at work, but everything else taking a hit, your health, your marriage, your time with your kids, then I want you to hear this. You don't have to keep living that way. That was me, and getting coached was really helped me starting to show up differently in every part of my life. So now I coach others to do the same way. So I do a 10-week program. Just finished with a guy. I'll read his probably testimonial pretty soon here. And he literally said to me, "You changed my life." I didn't change his life, actually, like the coaching did. But there's some common questions that people have that I'll answer here, because a lot of the people don't actually understand what I'm doing. And so I'll tell the story how I got into it. And I've shared the story before, but I wanted to be CEO of MDT. And so I went to Martin and told him that. And he said, "Nope, get coached first. See if that's actually something you want to do." So he connected me with Kim Addis out of Toronto, a high-end coach. And she's like, "I'm going to take you through a 10-week coaching program." And so I had to go on her online software every day and journal, and on a journal prompt that she provided. And so I journal whatever and publish it.
What year is that in?
2021.
Okay.
And so I publish it, and then she could comment on it and ask questions. And I would journal every single day. And then the journal prompt would also change every week. So week 1 is about your mood, week 2 about your beliefs, your relationships. And then in addition to that, there was a call every week that I was encouraged to listen back to.
Okay.
And that literally changed my life, those 10 weeks, because that set me on a trajectory of awareness. Like the biggest thing you get from coaching is awareness. And so like, for example, on the CEO thing, she's like, "Why do you want to be CEO?" I was like, "I don't know. I want to move up." She goes, "Well, how is CEO up? Like by what measurement is that
standard?
Up?"
Interesting.
And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know." And she's like, "Are you going to get paid more?" I said, "No." And she's like, "Are you going to enjoy the work more?" I said, "No." She's like, "Well, why do you want to do it?" And I realized that
the title,
it was just for status. And she's like, "Is that actually why you want this job? Just for status?" I'm like, "No, not really." She's like, "Well, what do you want to do?" And so I had to go figure that out and realize that, like, hey, I was going to go pursue this job that I didn't actually want to go do at all. But then there was other stuff that came out of it too. Week 2, she goes, "What's most important to you?" And I said, "God, and then family and the work." And then in week 6, she goes to me, "Kyle, I think that's bullshit. I think work's most important to you." I'm like, "No, it's not. God is definitely most important." She goes, "Well, all you do is work. Your actions show what you believe." And so it really challenged me on that way, like actually look at like what is most important to me, and so I can make the change. She's like, "I don't care. I'm a Jew. I don't care what you put first. Just don't bullshit yourself." She also asked about my marriage. She's like, "Is your marriage good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's all right." She's like, "Does Nicole know everything about you?" I'm like, "No." "What doesn't she know?" She didn't know that I was being unfaithful. She's like, "Well, is that going to help you get an epic marriage?" And I was like, "Nope." And so that set me on a trajectory to change that as well. And so it just has completely changed my life. I got all the training myself to be a coach myself, not to become a coach, but just to be a better leader at MDT. And then in the fall of, I think, 22, a guy tried to hire me out of Alberta. I said, "How about I coach you instead?" And I did that. And after 10 weeks, he said I changed his life. And so another guy asked me, ended up taking a sabbatical from MDT, and then I do it now full time. So it is awesome. It gives you amazing awareness. It's super cheap. It costs $15,000 US to do the coaching with me, 10-week program. And sometimes people have a sticker shock on that. But I'm like, if I have the cure to cancer, would it be moral for me to withhold it from you? If you had cancer?
Are you comparing your coaching to curing cancer?
Just answer the question.
No, it would not be more.
Okay. It wouldn't be moral for me to withhold it. No, exactly. And so the coaching I offer isn't like having cancer, but except for if in 20 years you don't have a relationship with your kids, that's a cancer-like problem. And 20 years from now, if you have like just a great big company, but nothing else, that's a cancer-like problem. And so like there's just amazing awareness you can get on this stuff. And so what do we work on? It's whatever your pain point is. I don't decide what your pain point is. I don't decide what you do. I don't rarely share my opinion. I just ask questions. It's 100% confidential, and give you clarity on where you want to go. And it will literally change your life. You'll become more profitable in your business for sure. I know a lot about business and I ask good questions.
Do you have a money back guarantee?
And I have a full money back guarantee.
Okay.
Yes, I do have a full money back guarantee. But also your relationships will get better and you'll be happier. So people also ask, is God involved? Like Christianity. You talk a lot about Christianity. I have clients that never comes up. They don't want to talk about it. They don't care about it. So their values and actions are aligned and help them just on their business. That's totally fine. Other guys that are open to talking about it, we talk about it, and that's a big part of what we talk about. And so it just really depends on where you want to go. So if you have more questions about it and just want to know more, text me 604-703-9045. Say, hey, I love to chat more about the coaching. No pressure, just to see if it's a fit. But yeah, full money back guarantee, and it is literally life changing, and it's a ton of fun. So would love to work with anybody that is interested in that.
It's fascinating. I had a fellow this morning that I talked to, and he has the same thought process as me. It's actually very, I don't say disturbing, but just like frustrating for me. And it was interesting listening to someone else say exactly what I say. And I've said it to Marie before, and I am changing. But he said, I know that in 10 or 15 years from now, I'm going to look back on this time and realize that I should have spent more time with my kids and work less. And this is something that's doing very well. They have a great business. Just totally fine. Yeah. And it's just self-aware enough to realize already in hindsight that we're making a mistake now, but still incapable of actually taking the step, which is very difficult to do. And
that's what the coaching will change.
It'll actually help you make the step.
Yeah, it'll help make you the step, because the guys know what they're doing wrong. Guys know what they're struggling with. They can probably even fix themselves, but they still feel stuck for some reason. They still can't make the switch. That's why I want you to text Kim. Yeah. And I'm disappointed you haven't.
Do you feel I'm very stuck?
Yeah, you are, because you keep saying the same thing. You keep saying,
I'm a lot more. I am literally making action. Like, even if I look at the amount of time spent with kids and just
I have seen it.
And I took my boy to work the other day, and it's frustrating, right? But who's the dad I want to be? I want to be the dad, and I'm not good at it. I'll never be as good as my father-in-law. My father-in-law is amazing at, taking my kids and working with them. He's just a good teacher. He's patient. He's just really good at explaining.
But if you could go to the store and you could buy yourself to be 20% better of a dad, that's a lot, 20%. It might not be perfect, but 20% is a lot. And it only costs you $15,000. You would go to the store right now and buy that right away. Right. And so you can get that in 10 weeks if you work with Kim or if you work with me. Okay. It is.
We're selling hard today. You're pure salesman mode. I love it.
It's not salesman, it's reality. It really makes sense. I really believe in it. So, and I really believe it actually really helps people. So you give way more value.
People appreciate it. The people I talk to that have gotten coached in different formats. And like I say, I think for me, even the idea of, hey, you do an authentic life plan, a freedom session, you're doing some of those things, some of those steps of kind of realizing, hey, where am I investing my time? Similar to what you would say, where it's like, hey, you can say whatever you want, but your actions are speaking so loud we can't hear what you're saying, right? And there's been a lot of that in my life too, big talker, right? Yeah. And
so it's really I'm happy you brought that up, that you're saying, hey, I'm aware, and they're still stuck. That's the key. I knew when I was getting coached that there was a lot of crap in my life that wasn't right, and still I kept going with it, because you just you don't know what your first step is. So anyways, you want to say something before we watch this video?
Well, I have a question. You have Epstein.
Hey guys, if you enjoy that episode and were blessed by it, would you be willing to support the show? That would help a lot in creating more content, improving the quality of the content, putting the production value, getting more guests on, and me being able to spend more time and energy towards it. So if you're interested in doing that, you can click up here and it'll take you to a support page. But you can also subscribe to the podcast by clicking over here and doing that. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.